Welcome, everybody. John Zager. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. It's 12:33, Colorado time, Eastern Slope. Cloudy. Yeah, pretty much cloudy everywhere. Cold, 41 degrees, but it feels a lot colder than 41. I don't know what's going on. But, boy, busy past couple days. Busy morning again. It's good. I love it. I'm back in my truck. I've gotten out to the new house, and I'm parked and I have the engine off, so fewer distractions for everyone. And I'm looking across the soccer field where all the kids play. Obviously, the grass is all brown. They have the soccer nets in for the winter. And I'm looking at the subdivision with the mountains behind. And it is really, there's Long's Peak up in Estes Park. Clouds over the top, probably snowing in there. Quite a bit of snow up in the mountains, but it's awe-inspiring, you guys. Whew. What a wonder. Good afternoon. I have my red Solo cup, and I have my decaf, half and half, coffee in it from this morning that I never got to drink. I just heated it back up and put it in the cup and brought it with me. I'm working off of my new iPhone 10. I got to tell you guys something. I don't promote anything because why? But this, and I've always had iPhones, right? And I've been slow to get this 10. This is kind of the big one, but it's like there's little Martians inside of there doing amazing things. I just keep learning and learning and learning every day. Something new about what this phone does. I think if you can think of it, it already does it. Coffee's warm, but that's okay. I appreciate it. So today, I kind of want to touch on a couple topics. We're still trying to get our feet settled being back. I attended a webinar this morning by Spreaker, Spreaker.com. That's how I do all my podcasts through. I think they're over in Europe, like Germany or somewhere. I'm not sure. But I hopped in there and I asked a question. I said, I've been doing these podcasts for, I don't know, well over a year every day. Pretty much. And you're supposed to get reimbursed. Paid something if you sign up for this program or whatever it was that I did a long time ago. And I said, I haven't been paid in a year. How do I do that? And of course the lady was very, very nice and kind and said that she'll contact me outside the webinar and get all the arrangements for, I don't know, whatever I might have coming to me, or if I've done it wrong, how to go back and do it correctly. So in the future, I might get a couple nickels and dimes. I'm not the person who's going to become wealthy doing this. I wish I were, but my name's not Tony Robbins or Dr. Joe. Or you understand, I'm just a little guy that has a passion for neuroscience and research, and I've been in this business for well over 43 years, and I just stopped. I just say 43 plus years. I don't even go any further than that anymore. But hopefully she'll get a hold of me and tell me how to be able to get some nickel dimes quarters out of doing this. Because again, I mean, I do it because I enjoy it and it's my passion and it's my life and it's my career and I will do it until I die. But I also need a little income, and this is one way to do that. I still haven't got any callbacks from anybody regarding what I had talked about before on 2-3 days ago. I'd like to get a group together. I don't know, I guess kind of a private little group to where we could have a neuroscience group and interact with one another. Because I know there's a bunch of people out there that are much more knowledgeable than myself, I'm sure. But I would be willing to do a presentation and then some questions and answers. And we could start it off just real small and, maybe an hour or something like that. And keep building it from there and eventually all get together. I also have been working on a couple presentations. And if anybody has an interest, I would be happy to do my presentation online during a podcast. I think you would find that insightful. And I've also been working on my workshop, just trying to refine my one-day workshop. And I could also maybe be able to put that together and put it online. Actually, that one would be different, and possibly the presentation. I now have my iPhone 10, yay! And I have enough space, gigabytes and stuff. My last phone only had 16 gigabytes. I mean, I milked that thing to get done what I've done. But now, I don't know, I 256 gigabytes or some huge amount I got. And now I can start doing YouTube videos. And I could do my workshop. I could do my presentations where you can all see me, and not that you want to, but, if you wanted to, you could watch that. And I could actually even add, in addition to a podcast, kind of like a YouTube little video around neuroscience stuff. Now, I understand everybody wants to maybe have a different topic. Not everybody's into neuroscience, but a lot of people are into neuroscience. Self-healing meditations and just the wherewithal with being well and healthy and whatnot. So anyway, give that some thought. Give me a holler. What is today? Wednesday. Friday's going to be call-in day. But you can call in today. I think I've only had one or two people ever do that. And I don't even know if I got it done correctly. But 970-443-5111. Dial that number and let's all be embarrassed. And no, I would be happy to talk to you and attempt to answer any questions that you have. Good, bad, or indifferent. Don't worry about it. Just say whatever you want to say. So that's kind of the direction that whole thing's going. I wanted to talk a little bit today about, we're in the Christmas season and the holiday season. And there's a lot of people that are on one side of that coin or the other. Okay? There are the people who look forward to all the traditions that go along with the holiday time. The getting together with relatives and friends and having dinners and enjoying people's company, catching up with folks, sending out Christmas cards. I like those ones where they tell you what they've been doing. You know, that kind of thing. But that's one side of the coin. Buying presents. Feeling good about buying presents. You see a lot of people doing kind things for other people during this time of the year, right? There's that whole camp. There's that whole camp, which is wonderful. And all that can do is draw and attract positive, healthy genes to build immune systems and fight off diseases. And I can't begin to tell you that actually does, in fact, happen. But then I guess maybe more people would be calling in if they believed in this whole concept. There's the other camp, right? The other camp are the people that are bah humbug. Oh, it's taken up my time. I don't want to see, that relative. Or, oh my gosh, it's going to be uncomfortable with this other person in the room. It's so expensive. I mean, it costs me so much to live now, and I don't have the resources to be out buying everybody a gift. I'm going to have to cut back on the people that I buy for. You get the idea, right? That's the other camp. Well, the opposite is true, right? They're not upregulating healthy genes to fight off and build blah, blah, blah. They're upregulating diseased and unhealthy genes that can enhance the possibility of who knows what. And if they're kind of from a situation of lack, let's assume for a couple moments that the holiday time is a struggle and stressful for them because they are living in some lack, right? All it's going to do is attract more lack. Whereas in the other camp, even if you're in lack, right, and you go out and you do kind things during the holiday season, you're reducing your lack. You're living in lack. You're reducing your life as a struggle. You're making it more positive, more healthy, not as much of a struggle. Something you get up, you look forward to. You can plan your day. You can design a future. You can design yourself in a different way. So we're talking about an attitude right here. The attitude is, regardless of where I am in my personal life, I'm looking forward to the holidays and I want to go out and do kind things. And likewise, kind things will come back to you. Or, I'm not interested in that. I'm in survival. I'm trying to figure out how to survive myself. I just don't have enough to give. You know, you got reasons why kindness is not, I don't know, something you use in your life. So it's kind of important, and you all know, as I know people in my life that are in both camps, right? The ones that are clearly really kind and giving, and the ones that are not kind and not giving. And they don't, either side just has no qualms about presenting themselves in one fashion or another. And those neurons that are all hardwired up in there, that program that you're living by, is influencing which camp you're in. The people who are not as kind, possibly as generous or as giving, because they see themselves in lack and struggle, got that program from when they were little peeps, right? You know that. And so now it's become hardwired, and now every year that program replays. Same thing's true with the people that are real kind and generous and that sort of thing. You know, they got that program from when they were little peeps. And every year when the holiday season comes up, that program runs. You have a chance to unwire, they say prune, apart some of those neurons that may not be healthy belief systems. They call them limiting belief systems, right? We've talked about that endlessly. And by changing that, we're pruning apart those neurons, taking those limiting belief systems and changing our belief systems to things that are going to create health and wellness in our lives and our bodies. Here's what I suggest or hope or challenge you guys to do today. Know which camp you're in. Now there are the people, there's a third category. So let me just put this on the table. The third category is clearly the people who act as if they're in one camp or the other. And to the point that they're not even clear which camp they're in. An example. I have to always give an example, right? So we have the people that are struggling and in lack of some sort. And they act, they pretend to be generous, kind, and giving. Phony. Totally phony, right? And another word for that, I think, is called narcissism. Good Lord, our whole world is narcissistic anymore. I hope we don't have to go down that path. But when you sit down to evaluate, and this is what my challenge is to you guys, is sit down and evaluate, am I in this camp, that camp, or the camp to where I'm not being honest with myself? I'm doing this in spite of. I'm doing this because of. I'm doing this, it'll look good. I might get something back. I'll look bad if I don't. That middle camp. So I'm challenging you guys to sit down and decide which camp you're in. It it needs to be as clear as crystal. Not even a thing you would have to process or think about or put down on paper, right side, left side, blah, 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 blah. You should just know if you're a kind, giving person or not. Or if you're sort of stuck in phony baloney land. Here's the next part. Okay? Drink this half and half decaf and caffeinated coffee. I got hooked on this. I needed a little bit of a wake up in the morning, but I didn't want to have caffeine. And I tried all kinds of different teas and coffees, and I called up companies and asked how much caffeine and is in this, that, and the other thing. But I think I found a compromise for me that gives me a little wake up and not a big jolt. Anyway, I digressed. I call that a sidebar. I get off on those tangents every now and again. But here's what I'm asking you guys to do. Do not allow a negative thought to enter your head over the holiday time. Here's an example. Let's say you have an uncle or an aunt that, for whatever reason, makes you feel uncomfortable. Ends up being kind of a scene at the dinner. Creates an argument. Talks politics. Talks religion. I don't know. For whatever reason, you and that person, you in particular, sort of feel pretty uncomfortable. So here's your choices. You can continue doing that and end up going to the social event or the family holiday dinner or whatever, and it's going to turn out the same way, right? Of course it is. That's what you're anticipating to happen. Here's my challenge. Do not allow a negative thought regarding that person to enter your head, your brain. What's the one everybody uses? Your mother-in-law. And you're sitting here for 2 weeks before the get-together trying to figure out how to, what do they say? How can I put some arsenic in her wine? Blah, blah, blah. All this negative, horrible, hateful kinds of stuff going on. Well, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to be uncomfortable. She's going to be uncomfortable. Other people are going to be uncomfortable. They might feel the same way or not. I'm asking you, once you clearly know which camp you're from, to go ahead and not allow negative thinking to enter during the holiday time regarding anybody, family or not, situation or not, event or not. Look at the next month, the remainder of the month, as a joyous time that you can build from and create from and design from. Neuroscience, our brain and our emotions and how they connect. Today's Neuroscience podcast God bless everybody. Take care of one another. And I'll look forward to talking to y'all again real soon. See you. Bye.